Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy Heroes. This is Grand Arena, the second match, second week of Season 36. My opponent was able to prevent me from graduating to Kyber 2, and instead we got a pretty intense match that I'm pretty proud of the full clear though. Because my opponent here badly, he had a ridiculous amount of relics. And not only the quantity of relics, the quality of them. He had 195 or so total, and 190 of them were relic 5 or higher. And that completely messed up how I wanted to play and ate up a bunch of my counters, which compromised my strategy. And we weren't really able to recover from it to get a win, but we were able to fight through with my roster and still get that full clear up against what was a pretty difficult match. Now the teams that did some work for me, no one in this territory, but there's some just weaker placeholders here. Down below we did get a hold, I believe out of Qui-Gon at minimum. Yeah, Qui-Gon gets a hold. The Jabba team is just there to draw out a GL. The ultimate's not applied yet. I'm in the middle of swapping out CLS onto offense and putting Maul on defense instead, but I need to add a relic level to BAM to get some better usage out of some Datacrons. On the back wall, and a little bit more help back here too, with a surprising 3 holds from Raddus and another 2 from Iden, and up top my fleet got an additional hold. The negotiator here. I think what I'm going to be doing for the next round is I think I'm done with Scythe testing, or at least a high quality Scythe test, and I'm going to put the Chimera back on defense and give at least the TIE Bomber to it, because I need to beef up this fleet. I'm not happy how that territory has been performing since I've shifted to Empire ship testing. But my defense did a lot of work, enough for me to have a fighting chance for this victory, but not enough to win. My opponent today is Jargi. This one should be much more manageable. My opponent has 11 Omicrons though, 4 GLs. The relic situation is far more favorable. You can see my last round opponent right next to Jargi here. 196 relic units, and you can see how rough that was compared to what I'm currently going to have to deal with my opponent. Now the relic distribution we normally handle in the Hotbop. I'm just going to show this so you can see again what badly looks like in comparison to today's opponent. This is a much more regular and typical relic distribution that should be far more manageable instead of like the 79 tier 5 relics or the 73 tier 7 relics. Like, this was just an absurd roster. With the mod quality, my opponent is better than my last round opponent, but still not great for the bracket. And you can see that reflected in the counts as well, where I have some big advantages in the 25 plus speed mods, 20 plus, and the 15 plus. But we had bigger advantages against my last round opponent. Datacrons, this opponent is largely ignoring them, so that is another location of some advantages. The GLs is a bit of a surprise. We're looking at a Jabba, JMK, Sith Eternal, and SLKR. But I think they go heavy on offense, so we're probably not going to see too many of these guys on defense. Omicron situation and character-wise, no Raddus, so no Profundity. That is a nice break. No Starkiller, which makes probably why he's relying more on some of those GLs on offense. No Dash. 3 Amis on Malgus, I think is a little much. No Ami on Dash. Wampa, Savage, and Traya all have theirs. And no Aphra or Swolo. Again, I do have Aphra. I left the Omicron off because I wanted to see what she looked like a little bit more in a Grand Arena context without it. We'll have it on next week, and we'll try and take her to Gear 11 next week. But I've got no Kairos right now, and any Kairos I do have are going to go towards getting Jabba to relics for next round, so I can at least use that Datacron for a week, because it's going to expire before I could really take advantage of it. I've had the Jabba Datacron ready to go for over a month. Now we have Maul here is at 301 and Darth Revan's at 299. We'll keep that in mind for the speeds, but those characters are looking fine, and his fleet, and only a 5-star Executor, so a little weaker in that location as well. With the hotbot information, you can see a lot of green on my side, so there's a lot of advantages here. We are looking at an opponent with a smaller guild, but not by too much. Here's one thing about my last round opponent. He had almost no clears and very small amount of undersizes. I'm surprised he even participated enough to clear me. I don't know why this keeps happening, where I have these opponents who don't play much, but for whatever reason, they play my match. And it's not because I went first and he was trying to play catch up with the banners I set down. I went second and it still happened. Anyway, this guy, Jargi deserves the full attention now. The relic distribution again, fairly even, much more manageable, a healthy amount in the 1 through 3 range. Modding looks fine on those top end characters, but much weaker here. Not terrible. Let's take a look at that in detail. Oh, that's the wrong button. So it's the Darth Revan and the Maul we need to look at. So right here, that's only 12. That's very light. So you can see the other characters that do benefit from being much faster that are below that threshold. That'll help us out a good amount. With the defense, now he's already attacked and my defense did a lot of work this time. So up top here, this one I think was soft, but Grievous still got a hold, which is nice. Down below, a lot more work with 4 holds from Malgus. That's nice that he got through it. And then another 2 from Maul. In the back territory, he was held up. Did he get held up? Oh, no problems on the back wall. But Fleet did get 1 hold with the Executor. But this is, again, like, the Raddus is here as filler, and I need a real fleet on defense again. I'm fine not using a optimized Scythe in order to improve my defense. I could put the Malevolence back there, but I'll be much more comfortable with it on offense. Now, we have to deal with Malgus, Grievous with Newt, Aurra Singh with Zam and a Geos squad, and down below we have Maul with Nest, Qui-Gon, Phasma, and Qira. A lot of weird nonsense with some lower tier squads. The banner of 1733 is... like, they went all out on offense, so enough where I don't have as much wiggle room as I'd like, so we'll see what kind of testing we get done, but there's still enough room here where we should be able to both do testing and not take too many chances. Just gotta figure out where and how I want to do it. I do kind of have a plan. Like, we could do a Grand Inquisitor here, but we might do Night Sisters. Maybe we'll just do Grand Inquisitors. I think we're gonna start with Hondo up top because he's fun. The only reason I don't like using Hondo is his kit necessitates a low banner counter. Traffic out the window is ridiculous for 11 p.m. right now. I don't...
It's fine.
Let's throw in these guys. Sure. I think I might take him up to Relic 7 even and throw on that Datacron. Let's get to it. We will throw Captive on... let's throw it on Droideka. We'll call in Hondo for the assist to get another stack of the ransom. This is kind of an interesting squad. The combination of Droideka and Dooku is very interesting to me. We're going to start getting more tenacity, so I'm not so concerned about that. Can we take him out yet? Take her out yet? Okay. But at this point, this would be a much more effective squad if he had relics on his nest. I'm going to throw this over on Talon, because Maul's just going to revive right now, but we'll let it happen. I guess not. Oh, it's because it's not a full squad of Sith. Awesome. We'll just wait for this to come off. I'm not sure if that messes with turn meter, so I don't want to. I'm going to let. Okay. Awesome. See, it's fun. That's why I do it. Alright, now Qira here, we have another opportunity to do some wonky testing. I keep the Omi here. It's just in my head, I keep swapping out what the Phasma one and what the TIE Pilot one does. So I always just have to remind myself. I forget. Let's just not even think about it. We're gonna Wampa it. If you watched the last Grand Arena video, it does have my live reaction to hearing about the Kevin Durant trade. It also kind of threw me off my game because my brain shifted over to thinking about that and thinking about my fantasy team. Because Cam Johnson is on my fantasy team. Alright, let's just auto. Not caught up on Bad Batch. I did finally watch Thor: Love and Thunder. After all the reviews came out, my enthusiasm for it just fell off and I didn't watch it. And then, even though I had the option to watch it, I just kept not watching it. Finally did, and yeah, the comedy is not as annoying as I was afraid it was going to be. The movie is just, it's inert. Like, I didn't dislike it, but I didn't like it. I just didn't feel anything. I didn't care. It was kind of, it was just empty. It's the type of thing that what the Marvel movies keep doing is even when they're bad, they're not offensively bad where it annoys you or you feel like you're watching a bad movie. It's just like you feel dead inside. And that's how it made me. I did like that Eternity was in it because I like when Disney goes weird. Did I talk about this in another video? I feel like I said this point. Maybe it was something else. All right, let's get back to it. See, if it wasn't for the Datacron right now, I would use Grand Inquisitor. But just in case there's a surprise on that back, I kind of want to have Grand Inquisitor. Because we're going to want a big time counter if there are certain things. So I think I am going to push it a little bit. And go a little riskier. Oh, this one's fairly safe. Are you kidding me? You didn't have the foresight. Oh my god, man. I've never been wiped out like that. That was nuts. Like when we lose that counter, it happens well into it. Never in the first move like that. Okay. Fine. Well, we might just be boring and do like JML or something. It's kind of crazy that I mean that's what Datagrams do. Is I'd rather use my JML than Grand Inquisitor right now. Also, with the preloaded turn meter, it's probably in my best interest. But we can go much weaker. Let's do... Maybe we keep Jolie. No, let's bring Jolie along because I might want to use a bunch of lower gear characters. Not that we have to worry about the AoE right now. This matters. Yeah. And that's why Jolie is here. Bring me my banners back. Now let's dispel. Oh jeez, I didn't notice the days. Alright, let's check out this back wall. Oh, we still have a team left. Okay, we're gonna do something fun here. I guess the testing for this round will be Sana, Aphra, Zorii. This might be fun for Zorii testing. Because it's not that strong. So let's do that. Where are you at? There we are. The only thing that might mess up is IG-11 with a taunt and a dispel, which could mess with all of our expose. But I'm hope. What if we hit Finn? Ooh. Let's see if we can throw a buff immunity. No. Okay, fine. land no stun. Fine. No buffs. We'll force some taunt, protection up. Fine. Let's hit Qira. Okay. What do we have here? Remove turn. Yeah. Let's go for the stun. Good time for that ability. Give me a buff immunity. Okay, fine. Not that it matters on IG-11, but still. Awesome. That ability, you want some exposes on the character before you use it. And there was 2, so I did it then. Let's just auto from here. I don't know, Zori's fun. That's 3-star Gear 11 Zorii. And the rest of those resistance characters were Gear 11 too. Alright. We got some stuff here. So we have Maul, Mon Mothma, and Iden. I'm going to do something a little risky on Iden, but we should be fine. We're going to do a Savage solo. Because I like to do solos. But it got me in trouble last round. We did use Dr. Aphra up against Iden last round, but it was a nonsense Iden squad. All right, let's get ourselves focused and get to work. I need to get caught up on Bad Batch. That show is just like, I'm watching it to watch it. I'm not all that into it. It's not bad. It's just, I don't know, I think it's too juvenile. It doesn't hold my interest. Are you on the keyboard? Alright, take him out. It's perfect time. Alright, nice. No, don't do that. That's a waste. After Shore's gone, this is much easier. No, stop doing that. I don't know why I called this risky. This isn't risky until everyone's at relics. All these weaker ones, Savage has had no problem with. It was just more of a timeout issue up against the one time we went up against a fully relic version. Alright, so we got Maul, this Mon Mothma squad that is no threat. I want to give somebody a challenge, but maybe we just I'm just gonna... It's a pretty weak... We're just gonna JMK this. Because gas, we're inviting the chance that we have to do it in 2. So let's not even invite that chance, and that'll free us up to do riskier things with some of the testing. Because my Aphra is not great right now. I wish I kept Chrysanthemum for our offense. Yeah. Because my Chrysanthemum right now is not doing anything for Jabba. I think we'll do it for next round, actually. And... Second. Let me stay focused for a moment. Yeah, no Talon. There's no Datacron. Alright. I'm just gonna auto. Okay, what was I saying? Chrysanthemum. So with Chrysanthemum, I could use a tank with Aphra. Because my Gear 10 Aphra and poorly modded Aphra is not really doing too much right now. It would definitely help. Do I need to help you out? Let's take control for a moment. I'm not too impressed with how they've been handling things. Come on, Marauder. Marauder's gonna... That relic's gonna happen soon for the bomber part. But also because I'm working on Sith Eternal Emperor. Get that healing immunity. Perfect. Alright. Yeah, so my Aphra could use a tank and Chrysanthemum would help out. I guess there's Dark Side Scoundrels that we could also place with Aphra. But I think part of it also is probably just we need the benefit of that Omicron. She still does some interesting things without it. Okay. Now I just need to decide where I want to use the Aphra. Because she was not given a challenge last round. I'd like to give her one this round. We're not going to use Aphra up against Maul. Maul's just going to go first, wipe her out, and that's not going to be good testing. It's going to be very bad. Also because a lot of what people are using as an Aphra counter right now is CLS. And I feel like Maul and CLS... They counter a lot of the same things, so if CLS is countering Aphra, Maul's going to counter Aphra. Maybe with the Datacron or Relics we would risk it and see what happens, but not right now. So do I want to test it up against a Mon Mothma? Or Grievous or Sing Geos? I think we're going to do Grievous. Here's why we're going to do Grievous. This should be a good test because if you have the Omicron, if you had the Relics, Dr. Aphra should counter Grievous. So if we can't counter him with what I have, That's a good measuring stick. Okay. And we have a datacron ready for her. It'll be a bit before we get that relic. I'm a little worried Jawas want to eat this match. Alright, let's get our little droid friend out. Isn't he supposed to start with her? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that. We should put a stun over on him. I think that was an error. Or not a stun, a shock over on what's his face. But we're going to lose Aphra now. Yeah. Yeah, you can see how much we need some of that other stuff. Either that Omicron, the Omicron. Oh, do I want to throw this now? No. Either the Omicron or the extra gear. Let's just get rid of them. Or mods too, my Aphra's slow. Alright, let's just... We got other testing with Sana. But I'm going to restart the blue stacks because I don't trust it right now. Let's do the serious stuff before we continue the testing. We'll do gas here. I will throw on a datacron of some variety, probably something with protection. Do we have another protection defense one? Protection health? Protection armor? Let's do that. That was a lot of protection on that datacron, I think. Oh, I just did the Riva mission before I started my Grand Arena. And the changes weren't a big deal. I was afraid they were going to alter my play and my modding, or things wouldn't be good enough. It was one of my best runs. So I'm not too concerned about it. Let's throw an armor shred. I feel like the noise levels are out of control after I reset BlueStacks. The OBS Studio didn't seem to like it. Hold off on any of this. That's annoying. Because we can't do much until the damage immunity comes off. Yeah, we're gonna just do basics. Oh, we can do an AoE. Let's do one AoE. The AoEs don't really matter because everyone's gonna be healing. That's not great. Time to stand up, friend. Of all the people, Django. And we gotta take him out twice. Yeah, no, I want to save it. Oh, Django wouldn't revive. I should have done it. That's right, he wouldn't revive right now. But actually, that was better. Taking out Bam was better. Because now we don't have to worry about damage immunity again, so I think... Even though I lapsed in my thinking and forgetting about gas preventing revives, that strategically works out for us much better. Great. Alright, so now Mon Mothma. Or, see, there's one thing I'm kind of thinking about with Mon Mothma. It's that Sana can beat her, but we did it last round and mine didn't. And I think it's because I don't have relics on Cara Dune or on Stormtrooper Hunt. But this is a weaker Mon Mothma, so maybe I want to do it anyway and see where we're at. Or... Would Geos be more fun? Let's do it against Geos. Let's see what happens. I kind of would rather do it. The thing is, you just don't see Geos that often. It's not like useful data. I want to see this. I'd rather see that. Although, who doesn't have a relic Mon Mothma? This it's also not. I'm still gonna do this. Like almost ever. This is a very unusual match to have an opponent without relics on Mon Mothma. But maybe what it will indicate for us is that without some of the key relics, we have a little bit of a shot here. What did it... I saw something in the data. If I use Sana with Han and Chewie, they can beat something. They might be able to beat Maul. That would have been something to test. I forgot about that. I could have done this with something. But I want to see what this does. Don't be dying early. Okay, so this is fine. This may have been more fun up against Iden because we could at least be stunning everyone. Alright, we're hitting all those target locks, causing those staggers. I think this is a lot of modding. I think, like, you can see why this works. This is going pretty well right now. But this is also kind of how it went last round. It spun out of control. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we're doing great, but it's also partly because there's no relics on that Mon Mothma. But we're seeing that modding or gearing is going to be part of that. Let's just hit auto until they take care of this. She always... like, what do we need to, like, basic until the potency up comes off? Yeah. We just had to let her take a turn. And on auto, that may have not happened. Okay. And we'll likely never see a non-relict Mon Mothma again. But it was still nice to see the A and B of last round and this round. To see that Sonic can handle that. That there's like a threshold where it stops functioning. Or at least where I need to add relics. Alright. Yeah, so we attempted the green. I guess, what do we do? We could JTR it, we could Grand Inquisitor it, we got Star Killer still. And we got Traya. What's fun? It's just Inquisitors. Let's just get this done. There's no more fun things to be had. Not until next week, and we can test out the Tuscans. The rest of these squads we're just going to be blowing up. I can probably just auto this. I'll be watching Black Panther Wakanda Forever this weekend. Figure out what I think about that one. See where I think it lies in Phase 4. We got... Yeah, this is boring. We're just gonna do like Starkiller or something. Nothing matters anymore. The JTR is in that version for Datacrons and like territory battles. Because I don't have the Kairos right now for Visas. It's going to be a few weeks because Jabba, Aphra, 1000% are getting relic priority over Visas. And then we have to deal with the amount of Kairos we have also need to go towards what's his face? Tusken Chieftain. Because that's what we do on this channel is we take characters up to gear 11 right away and see what we can do. Especially with this 3v3 season coming up. I want to do a Chieftain lead with Raider. Actually, probably... no, we're not going to do Sign of Django. Because I'm not going to put that Omni on. At least not until Warrior is around. Alright. Let's just JTR this. This might be risky. This might be very risky. We should just tray it. Let's do it. Because it's the AoEs are gonna... No, we're not gonna do it. It's not... It's a bad idea. The AoEs are going to mess up the mechanics between the two of them. And then I'll lose. So let's do this. Seriously? That fast? And the Ami's on the unique. Like, the Ami's not functioning anymore. This is why I need relics on these characters. Pathetic showing, guys. Oh, B1 died? That's something. With B1 dead, we can swallow this. Because he can't mark anymore. Oh, you know what? No, let's not do that. Let's get health steal. I think I have a better one. Where was that? Here, health. No. Okay. Well, that. Awesome. Let's just auto from here. This doesn't matter. We'll do something fun with fleet. All of this went according to plan except for that Night Sisters Anakin nonsense. That was ridiculous. Okay. We got Executor. We got a nice counter up against this. We're not going to mess around right now. We could attempt the Scythe counter up against the Executor. I just don't know if that works after all the changes that CG's been making, and I haven't tested it out in my fleet arena yet. So we're not going to do that now with a victory. We're not going to risk anything for this. All right. So mark the Cad Bane. Blow him up. Not the best RNG, but we're fine. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, that's a problem. That's a actual problem. Losing to a 6-star one. Can't dispel now, so I'm just going to stay on Houndstooth. I don't want to feed any payouts by attacking Slave 1. Hopefully we get enough assists where we can get our ultimate off first, but that's definitely not a certainty. Okay, we can at least, yes, we land the shield disruption, which helps. We're bringing out the ghost. Call my assists. Okay, he's got payout. Come on. Take, we didn't get any help there. And if we got the help, we would have had the ultimate right now. And we might not get to use it. Yeah. We get terrible RNG. That is just atrocious. Yeah. We'll see if we can, I don't know, maybe we can at least soften them up a little bit. Give myself a shot at cleaning it up easy. There goes my last AoE. Only AoE. They're gonna heal up too. But he should have the second ultimate to win it soon. Come on, man. Just take me out. I don't want to do this whole clock. Now the question is, let's just have fun. Does he have Ray? Is these at relics? Okay, no relics on the Raddus. We don't need to worry about it. Let's have some fun. We are going to use the Scythe. The only issue is, I don't know what ships to use with it anymore. Let's double check it, actually. Alright, I looked it up. I don't know if I want to play it the way you're supposed to. The way you're supposed to play it is with Vader. And I kind of want to be stubborn about it. Because what I want to do is keep Vader for Chimera, so I want to play as if... But then I probably should just go up against a rebel fleet or something. It's just, this has been somewhat neutralized by having Cad Bane removed. But still, I'd have to use... What if I do... I'm going to do something nonsensical. We'll bring along some Sith ships. Let's just see what happens. I should not be doing this right now. No, I definitely shouldn't be doing this because I'm not thinking through my other two battles. I'm being very reckless. Okay. Let's do a little of that. Okay, we lose a TIE fighter. I kind of don't need TIE Reaper though. So healing him up is kind of not in my interest. Okay, we'll bring out the Defender. I'm not thinking this through. Because even with all this, how exactly am I going to get through the Houndstooth right now? Other than formation maybe getting me through. We're starting to do some damage, okay. That gets us some nice turn meter. We're going to have TIE Fighter barrage happening soon. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Great. Okay. And it cleaned it up in a way that would mean that the Chimera is on Chimera could be on defense, which is why I put myself through that. Now we'll Malevolence this. But the reason why that was risky was if it failed, I'd have to use the Malevolence to clean up. And then what am I using here? It was a foolish thing for me to do. Well, I guess I have the Chimera. The Chimera could do it. Or, yeah, Chimera could do it. And we still have Raven's Call. And Finalizer. It's just none of those I would want to use up against a Rebel fleet. I guess my Finalizer kinda. Yeah, we get another Vulture droid out and we'll blow him up. Blow up Biggs. We don't need to do any of that. You guys want more basketball talk? James Wiseman trade might not go through, which I want it to go through. The Pistons Reddit board is being ridiculous right now. Just completely misunderstanding that Sadiq Bey is not very good and getting rid of him is fine. And Wiseman still has a good chance to get some good value, and he doesn't need to be part of the long-term future. You can still trade the guy. Get some good stuff. Alright, what am I doing here? Is this what I want to do? Or would I rather Raven's Claw it? Let's just do this. Alright, a little go. Turn meter. Or is that not turn meter? Fine. Protection up, I guess. Okay. Some nice action with the interceptor. Let's get some work done. Awesome. Really, as a reinforcement? Even if you don't have a good Rose, it should be on the front line. Poe is not very good on the starting lineup. He's so much better as a reinforcement. Okay. What are we doing here? Alright, be done. Oh, come on, man. I want to be done. Alright. Let's chuck the banners. We are fine. Jeez, that close? I'm a little surprised it's that close. Because we got a hold from the surprise of... I guess... of Jedi Knight Anakin and Qui-Gon. We had a hold from the Grievous squad and then a hold from the fleet. I guess the Grievous squad took 2 because my Traya got blown up for being Gear 12. Okay. Still, the Malgus got like... I guess there's diminishing returns with the amount of holds. Like Malgus getting 4 is not that different than Malgus getting 2. Anyway. But we're getting back on track. We should win the final match of this round, and hopefully with that we'll be at Kyber 2 to get into a really terrifying week to wrap up this season of Grand Arena. But thank you for watching. Be safe out there, everyone. Be excellent to each other. This is still Plays Galaxy of Heroes, and I'm going to go watch Black Panther and probably eat some cinnamon rolls or something.